At IBM, people make the difference. The business goals of the company define where we're going. How we get there is up to you. Only people can make these goals achievable. One of the key links between our goals and employee contributions toward those goals is the IBM Suggestion Plan. Since 1928, our growth, product leadership, efficiency, and profitability have been enhanced by ideas from the people who know our business best, the employees. Over the past few years, employee suggestions have saved the company several $100 million. Suggesters get 25% of the first year's net savings from their implemented suggestions, and another 25% for second-year projected net savings. On the average, more than 33,000 IBMers receive additional income annually because they take the time to write up a money-saving idea. Like Marvin Anderson in Kansas City, Missouri. After having been with the company for about 10 years, made a personal commitment to earn as many suggestion awards as he has years with the company.
20 years ago, I decided to win one suggestion award for each year I've been with the company. And so far, after 29 years, I have 31 suggestion awards, which puts me ahead of the game at this point. I try to submit suggestions that pertain to a particular problem I'm having at the time. And if I'm having a problem, someone else is having the same problem. And so far, it's worked real good for me. I've used this extra income to buy wood carving tools and a surfboard for my windsurfing hobby.
A money-saving idea doesn't have to be complicated. Just ask Steve Otis in our Harrison office.
My suggestion was rather simple. When I was a marketing rep, I noticed that the printers used primarily by the administrative staff were utilizing two-part paper, yet no one ever used the carbon printout. When a copy was needed, they usually ran off a photocopy of the original. So I sent in a suggestion that we change the paper in the printer. That was good for a $250 award.
It's smart to write up every good idea, no matter how small it may seem. Let the evaluators determine what the total savings may be. Meet Pam Manns, Education Coordinator in our Chicago office.
After 17 years with IBM, I received my first suggestion award a couple of years ago, almost $6,000. It came about simply because I wanted to make my job a little easier. Here's what it was. It was the custom for non-emergency messages for CEs to be displayed on customer service coordinator terminals. All those messages cluttered up the work screen and were a hindrance to doing my job. My suggestion was to get rid of the jumble of messages and put them on the CE screens only. A simple idea, and it paid off in time, saved, and cash for me.
A valuable feature of the IBM Suggestion Program is that it awards money based not only on the first year's savings, but on the second year's savings as well. That was good news for Gary Wong, a program support representative in Chicago.
When I ordered a T-card for the 3370 disk drive, I was surprised when, in addition to the T-card, I also got a power amp, which I didn't need. For some reason, the system at the parts center was programmed to deliver both parts when only the T-card was ordered. I submitted a suggestion to change the program so that only the part ordered would be sent. The first year's suggestion award on savings was around $1,000, but the second year, due to additional savings from my suggestion, my award shot up another $7,000.
Good ideas know no boundaries. Just ask Doug Hutchinson, Senior Customer Service Specialist in Toronto, Canada.
Our customers were having problems with modems. The coupler adapters that were made for the U.S. were not working right up here. The auto-dial capability wasn't functioning correctly. This greatly affected our supermarket customers. I had some modems at home in preparation for a series of business shows. So I came down to my workshop here and reworked the coupler adapters for the 3863 and 64 modems. As soon as I figured out the design, I knew I had a winner, but how big a winner I didn't know. Do you know what it's like to win $100,000? It's incredible. You know, a windfall like that can make a lot of dreams come true.
Erica Moser in our Franklin Lakes, New Jersey office did, and she's $1,700 richer.
As a business controls analyst, I coordinate the processing of communications invoices. When I started this job, all invoice information was stored in the computer system, which generated 3 different reports from that information, some of which were redundant. My suggestion was to save a lot of aggravation and time by eliminating the need for report printouts. Now a secretary keeps the vendor names and numbers on a diskette.
Sometimes the easiest solution to a problem is the most obvious, and it's still overlooked. But not by Walt Joyner in our Baltimore office.
As a data system CE in Baltimore a while ago, I had a customer who complained about his 3178 terminal. The problem was, when he turned on the unit, the power didn't come on. He followed the procedures indicated in the troubleshooting manual. He replaced the logic unit 3 times and still it wouldn't turn on. Finally, the customer called me and I used a meter to check the power cord. I discovered one of the pins was open. A new power cord fixed the problem. I submitted a suggestion to add checking the power cord as one of the first steps in the troubleshooting procedures. That earned me an award of $183.
In East Fishkill, New York, department technician Bob Devenuto has an interesting hobby. During vacations, he and fellow IBMer John Ondriska prospect for gold in Arizona, New Mexico, and Southern California. They didn't realize the big strike would be in their own backyard.
My friend John Ondriska and I were working on the MLC manufacturing line at the time, both as operators, and we had difficulty with the nickel boron bass. They would plate the whole substrate instead of just the particular areas that we wanted them to plate. The bass had to be dumped then within a couple of hours. John and I started experimenting with the DMAB solution, and we had found out through those experimentations that we could make the bass last not only a couple of hours, but for 3 to 5 days. We put it in as a suggestion. We knew we had a good thing going, but we didn't think we had a bonanza.
Bob and I usually don't keep secrets from each other, but this time I did. He didn't know I was going to be at the conference where he received the award.
I was really surprised when I saw Marguerite at the conference. When they announced that myself and John were going to split $100,000, he could have knocked me over with a feather. And the money really came in handy, especially when we were running a little over budget with our new log home, and it was just before Christmas. After prospecting all over the Southwest, John and I found our pot of gold right here at East Fishkill, thanks to the IBM suggestion plan.
Each suggestion goes to one of many IBM suggestion departments around the country. There it is date stamped and given a number. If your suggestion is valid, you should receive an acknowledgement from the suggestion department within 10 days. Your idea is then forwarded for evaluation to the area that would be responsible for implementation if the idea is adopted. The evaluator gathers the facts related to your suggestion, studies the problem and solution you've written about, talks to people involved, and ultimately makes a recommendation for adoption or rejection. If the idea is to be adopted for savings, tangible savings are calculated to determine the size of your award. On the average, suggestions are answered in 30 to 60 days, but some take longer to thoroughly evaluate. You'll receive a written explanation if your idea is not implemented or is not eligible for an award. If you are to receive an award, you will be notified by your manager. Incidentally, the maximum award, based on 25% of the first year net savings and the second year projected net savings, has been increased from $100,000 to $150,000. The material provided to employees on the IBM suggestion plan has been revised. The suggestion form is used to submit your ideas. The Your Ideas Have Value pamphlet explains who is eligible to participate and how to submit ideas. The Evaluator's Guide Handbook is designed to help conduct thorough evaluations. Training modules are also available. To be the most efficient in everything we do and to achieve the highest quality for our products, IBM needs your cost-saving ideas now more than ever. Maybe you'll be the first on your block to win the top award of $150,000.